The real secret in setting out is not about being someone else. It's not about meeting the expectations of the world, but it is more about becoming who you are yourself. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So are you looking to build your personal brand? Maybe you've been searching online for tips, but when you implement it, you still feel that it's not truly you. So I understand that this could be especially hard for women across Asia because we navigate in this complex cultural expectation against global ambitions and maybe also a bit of outdated business advice. So there's always this pressure to fit into a certain mold, to look professional or leader-like, but that often means hiding the things that really make who you are. So this is what I've learned. The real secret in setting out is not about being someone else. It's not about meeting the expectations of the world, but it is more about becoming who you are yourself. So building a powerful, memorable brand is not following a generic playbook, but leaning into your own expertise, to your own heritage, and owning your own authentic voice. So in today's video, we're going to look at how a new generation of Asian women is throwing out this traditional playbook to redefine what personal brand is and embracing who they are with personal confidence. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that with real actionable strategies to build a brand that works for you, that is authentically you. So before we dive deeper, let's get clear on what personal branding actually means. So the personal brand is very similar to how I also tell my clients about what corporate branding is. It's this image that you want people to remember you for. It could be how you want people to perceive you professionally or personally. So your personal brand could be about this area of expertise that you're known for. It could be the way you speak, the way you communicate, your visual presentation, like your outfit, your hairstyle, or it could be your colors and fonts if you have a logo. So all this can complete this picture about what makes you memorable and how people will perceive you. And when it is done right, people should instantly recognize your unique presence, and that's when you're building your personal brand that is unmistakably you. So let me share two examples of women that I think have built this strong personal brand. The first one is Dion, the CEO of Bonito. So I love how grounded she is. She is unapologetically donning this nose ring for her meeting and magazine interviews. She's very confident and she knows what she's doing. The second one, also very famous, Violet Un, successful restaurant owner and chef that is known for blending her heritage and food together. She's always seen confidently dressed in her chef uniform, framed glasses, and red lipstick. So both of them are completely being themselves, and that is what really makes them memorable. So why isn't this traditional approach to branding and marketing working anymore? Mainly because consumer behavior has fundamentally changed. This traditional advertising industry that worked for decades is now struggling. Even the big successful luxury brands are finding it very challenging, especially to connect with the younger audience. So these old rules just don't work as well anymore. But here's the good news, because today's customers and audiences are actually a lot more empathetic. They don't care so much about perfection compared to the past. What they can really connect with are people who are authentic, have personal values that they show, have a vision, have a purpose, and share their real experiences. Because people want to connect with people, not just someone who is very polished and have this untouchable facade. So the problem with the old playbook was that it was too perfectionist. The advice to project the image of authority was made for a very specific type of success, which is mainly this Western male-dominated one. So for women in Asia, this could actually be a clash because you might be told to look very professional and bold, but your cultural values might actually emphasize a lot more about humility and community. So you end up feeling like an imposter no matter what you do. And the result, you could be playing a character in your own story, but yet you're feeling heavy, restrictive, and exhausted. And at the end of the day, you spend so much energy keeping up with this facade that could take a toll on your mental health. So what is this new way of branding? Something exciting is happening right now because we see more females in key leadership positions across Asia. They are eloquent, confident, and influential. So what's different about these women is that they are very happy to share about their personal journey and their way of thinking. They no longer hide behind their titles or position, and they're also entering male-dominated industries and doing it in their own terms. So a great example is Shan, the CEO of DBS Bank. She openly shares how she worked her way up through the ranks. She talks about what is important to her, her experiences and values that shaped her into this leader that she is today. So she built her personal brand on deep experience and technical skills, combining with her own authentic personal story, and that is what made her build her personal brand. So this new approach is built on two key things. The first is authenticity. I'm not talking about the just be yourself kind of advice, but more of a strategic choice to weave every part of your identity into your personal brand. So your cultural background is not a problem. It is actually a strength that you can feature. Your personal journey has its own unique story. Even your voice, your accents are something that you can feature and it's not a flaw. So these women are making their heritage their headlines and they're building trust through genuine, consistent voice. The second is an expert-led positioning. This means grounding your brand through genuine expertise. You focus on your deep experience and technical skills as the foundation, and it's not about becoming the guru or some larger-than-life personality. It's more about this clarity and proven value because your confidence comes from your actual experience, not any fleeting trends. So when you can communicate substance instead of just style, you stop feeling like a fake because you can back up everything that you say. So now let's talk about confidence, something that I myself am working on, and this is the reason why I started my channel. So women often hesitate to put themselves forward because they don't know how to shout about their achievements, or we wait until we feel ready or perfect, but by that time opportunities already pass us by. So here's something that I want you to hear. Is that women like to support women. And when you show up authentically, when you share your expertise and your story, you are not just only building your own brand, but you are inspiring other women too. So your visibility inspires others to be visible too. And we should be more confident about ourselves because our expertise and our stories genuinely matter. Because look at what's happening right now. Women are entering traditionally male-dominated industries, and they're not doing it by trying to be one of the boys. They're doing it owning their own unique perspective, bringing a different leadership strength to the table, and that is how leadership is in many different ways. Your difference isn't a disadvantage, it's your advantage. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting for permission. Your expertise is valid, and your voice deserves to be heard. It's time to step forward with confidence. Now let's get practical. How do you actually build your own personal brand? Here is my 5-step framework to build an authentic brand. Step 1. Define your personality. Start by asking, who are you really? You can get your friends to describe you, or you could just go online and look at the keywords of personality traits and identify which resonates best with you. You may be someone innovative, warm, bold, analytical. So all these keywords become your brand foundation, and everything else will stem from this to become your core identity. Step 2. Define your core expertise. So be crystal clear on your core values. What problems do you solve better than anyone else? What are some topics that you can talk about with real authority and passion? So I'm not talking about something that would impress someone, but what you genuinely are good at. Write it down into maybe one simple sentence, and this becomes your anchor because your brand is built on your proven expertise and your confidence becomes real and is based on actual value. Step 3. Use AI to match your personality to build your personal identity. So this is where technology can help you, where you can throw the personality keywords or areas of expertise to ChatGPT or Claude to get them to suggest fonts, colors, graphics, or patterns that matches who you are. Get them to suggest 2 or 3 options so that you have the variations to compare and reflect upon whether it really reflects who you are. So this is not about creating any design trend, it's about finding this authentic visual representation of who you are, and the goal is to make sure that this visual brand do tell the same story as your expertise. Step 4 is to gather feedback and make improvements. So once you have put together these key initial brand elements, test them out with people you trust. You can ask them if it feels like you, is the expertise clear enough, or does this visual identity really match who you are? So be open to adjusting because we always believe that successful brands should always resonate with your audience. And this is why this feedback and refinement process is crucial. So your goal is to align all these different touch points to make it look and feel cohesively you. Step 5 is to own your own voice. This last step is really important. So you can ditch this corporate jargon or formal language because your communication style should be this natural extension of who you really are. Your tone is also your personality in words because people connect with people and not just press releases. And your consistency is the voice that builds trust. So I know for many of you watching this, the real barrier is not the lack of skill or knowledge. It's the confidence to be visible. So maybe stepping up is not what you usually do, or you're just afraid of being judged or criticized. You never know until you try, and you never know what it could actually lead to. So for me, I always like to think about what the worst case scenario could be. And if it is something that you can accept, just go ahead and try. Here's what I want you to understand. When your personal brand is built on your expertise, you own the conversation. So stop worrying about whether you're pretty or bold enough and let your work speak for itself. Your authority comes from the depth of your knowledge and not your face and outfit. So when you lead with authentic story, you become visible on your own terms, shining a spotlight on your competence and your genuine self. This approach makes any stereotype irrelevant because you're leading with substance. So here's the big takeaway. The days of trying to fit into a generic model of branding are over. The future is about authenticity. It's about building your brand on your true expertise and your unique personal story. So stop the exhausting work of being someone you're not and start being this empowering person that who you already are. This path does require some courage, and yes, it does also show some vulnerability, but this could definitely be more rewarding. So you don't need to be louder, you just need to be clearer. You don't need to change who you are, you just need to own it more fully. Your expertise is your power and your story is your legacy. It's time to build a brand that truly reflects this. Now, if you're ready to take this journey and you want support along the way, I invite you to join the PIX community. It's my Facebook group where we are building a space for everyone to share their experience, to get support and grow together. PIX stands for paving, interacting and exchanging, and that is exactly what we do. So we pave new paths, we interact and learn from each other, and we exchange ideas and encouragement. So the link is in the description below and I love to see you there. So before you go, I have a question for you. What aspect of your authentic self have you been hesitant to share in your professional life? So share in the comments below and let's start this conversation. And if this video resonates with you, please subscribe for more content.